Welcome into Unrivaled, the Penn State Football Stories Season 6, Episode 3 Rewind, brought to you by Pepsi. Excited to welcome in cornerbacks coach and defensive recruiting coordinator Terry Smith. What makes Penn State so unique in the college football landscape?
The people is what makes Penn State so special and unique. You know, when you look at our community, especially with the epidemic that's surrounding us right now, the way our community's rallying behind each other, Penn State Nation has always been a great supporter of its own, and just the uniqueness of the people. You know, once you go to Penn State and you're entrenched into Happy Valley, that's in your bloodlines for life.
In this episode, the 1994 undefeated Rose Bowl team is featured.
I mean, it's great to see all the old guys, brings back a lot of old memories. And it's hard to believe 25 years has passed. The memories never fade.
Fake to Carter, lofts it up into the end zone, touchdown.
What made that team so special?
It was very happy to see those guys have such great success. That 94 team, you know, was the last undefeated team for Penn State. And in all of our minds and hearts, they were the national champions. They beat everyone in front of them, and they beat them all pretty handily. And you know, they were explosive.
My name is Terry Killens, number 92. I was an outside linebacker for the 1994 undefeated Rose Bowl champions. Every day we went out to practice and battle. I think that was another thing about our team. We had a lot of competition out there because we had a lot of good players.
You know, my fondest football memories happened here.
Collins looks, throws into the corner for Ingram. Touchdown!
You know, nothing compares to that special feeling that only game days here at Penn State can muster.
But we have to recognize history. We have to recognize where we've come from so we know where we're headed in the future. And, you know, obviously we want to repeat an undefeated season and get into the playoffs and win a national championship.
My 4 years at Penn State were some of the best of my life. I got a great education and I met some lifelong friends.
There's not enough to be said for what Coach Franklin has done and the sense of bringing back Penn State football to what it's supposed to be.
Coach Franklin is doing an outstanding job recruiting, bringing the right type of players in here that can help this program get back to the heights that it's always been.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please welcome back the 1994 Penn State Nittany Lion football team.
Being on the sideline with my friends, we were talking about how this is a family. And you just never forget those guys. They're like brothers.
The 94 team was a special team. Obviously, it's special in Penn State history because we're the last undefeated team. Anytime you come back, you know, it just gives me goosebumps, makes me happy, makes me smile.
The Blue Bloods arrival to any game day atmosphere is special, but what makes that so unique?
Yeah, it's the tradition. You know, when you come to Penn State, it's something that they've done well before my time, during my time, and currently today, and we'll do it in the future. That history, that tradition, it's something you want to live up to. It's something that's exciting. You know, it gives our fans an opportunity to embrace us before we go into the stadium and get mentally ready and physically ready for a game. And, you know, just to see 10, 15,000 fans, you know, cheering you on, it's just the first motivating step to walking in the stadium and getting ready to handle your business.
The pregame speech.
If I tell you, you forget. If I show you, you remember. If I involve you, you understand.
Coach Franklin selects a new coach every single game. What goes into that message and how inspiring can it be to hear from different coaches?
Well, it's important to have a different message each week and a different messenger each week, you know, because, you know, we don't want to have the parent syndrome where the message gets stale and they hear the same voice over and over. So coach will choose an assistant coach, a strength staff, or anyone in support that gives a specific message for the week.
Some people say they set the standard. Defense, we ought to stand it.
And the message is motivating. It's inspiring. It's something that can dig into the core and the soul of our players, something they can relate to, something that inspires them and motivates them to go out there and really attack the field.
All right, let's dive into the game, Penn State versus Buffalo, game 2 for you guys during the 2019 season. There was a lot of talk surrounding the defense headed into this one. How did you see your unit and the defense respond?
Penn State's been known to have great defenses, and we always want to live up to that reputation. We want to swarm the football, we want to attack, we want to make sure we limit the opponent's offense, we want to have 3 and outs. We want to get the ball back and hopefully get some turnovers to create some momentum into the games.
It'll be 3rd down and 9. Myers backs out, a lot of noise. It's going to be hard to go wide against this defense. That ball get on the deck, I think it may have. It did. Penn State's got it, it's Cam Brown. This Penn State defense is amazing.
Coach, as a former wide receiver yourself, what did it mean to see Jahan Dotson record his first career touchdown reception?
2nd and 1, 28 of Buffalo. Play action fake. Clifford. Lofting it deep. In the end zone. Touchdown. Jahan Dotson. That is Jahan Dotson's first career touchdown catch.
It's a great feeling for a young man to experience that first touchdown, period, in college football, but to experience it in Happy Valley in Beaver Stadium. It gives you a sense of reward, accomplishment, and for him and his family, what a great moment. Couldn't be happier for him. He's going to do great things for us coming up this fall, and we're just excited what the future brings for him.
The John Reed pick 6. How much did that ignite this team?
It was big. We were coming out of halftime. The score was 10-7. We needed some energy, some momentum. We needed to be able to make a play and something to ignite the team, and did exactly that. Jumped the play, made a terrific pick 6, and I don't think we looked back after that. That was the play that ignited us. It is such an advantage to have our fans at Beaver Stadium, being loud, being obnoxious to the opponent. It motivates us, it energizes us, it gives us an attitude towards being invincible. We know when we play at home, we don't lose at home, and that's our mantra. We walk into that stadium, and that's our house we have to protect.
How did Sean Clifford handle the adversity of being down at the break and then bouncing back to secure a victory in the second half?
He had to make some adjustments. He had to, in the second half, start to make some different type of throws, and things weren't going well for him in the first half. In the second half, he made those adjustments, and he made some critical plays when we needed it. He converted some 3rd downs. He threw the ball down the field on some big shots, threw a couple touchdown passes, and once he got going in the second half, there was no looking back. And I think that game was the game that made him grow up fast, and he's become really, really good ever since.
Off the pump fake, and it's a beauty. It's Dotson. Touchdown. Oh, how do you do?
Way to respond.
Ball game over. Penn State's 2-0.
Describe Coach Tyler Bowen and what he brings to this Penn State football program.
Tyler, that's our guy. We call him Tebow. He's one of the great young minds in college football.
Maximize this time in training camp, all right? I know there's a lot of competition. I get that. Go play ball.
I think the number one thing and the number one job as a coach is to take a kid where he can't take himself.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Take your hip. Take your hip. Good. Chin it.
Well, he brings a lot to Penn State. He's a great person, great recruiter. He's a terrific tight ends coach.
I think the number one thing we're asking any player to do is to be selfless, and I think the tight end position is very unique in that aspect. You're asked to do a lot of different things. You're asked to be an excellent offensive lineman when you're blocking.
That's what we talk about, flattening that play side pass.
You're asked to be an elite wide receiver.
Good, knife it. Good.
And as long as you stay selfless and you continue doing your job, then your production and opportunity will come, and I think that's very unique to that position.
Good. See that, Zach?
You look at the aces, the tight end group, he does a great job. He's taking those guys to new heights. With Pat Freiermuth, he represents what Tyler brings to that room, and Tyler's the best tight ends coach in the country.
Coach Smith, appreciate your time. Great insight into the Penn State football program, and we'll see you back in the Lash Football Complex shortly.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Mitch, for having me.